how are you doing? Welcome back to a brand new video. My name's Simon down here at Burford Golf Club, and I've got a very exciting match against two other big YouTubers that I've been watching for a very long time. I think I first started watching them 6 years ago, and they've invited me to go and play 18 holes of golf, and we vlog it on their channels and a few videos and challenges on my channel. Now this is all very exciting, but I haven't been playing as much in terms of golf or competitive golf for a very long time, and I've got 10 days now until I'm playing, and I need to make sure that I put on a decent front. Therefore, the next 10 days I'm going to be doing a daily vlog of my practice session, killing two birds with one stone. I'm getting practice as well as obviously showing you guys some content, and hopefully you can implement a lot of this stuff in your own game, pick and choose, something like that. So that's the idea. Leave this video a like if you think this series is a good idea. Comment below what you feel helps you when it comes to short game or short gain success, let's say, in a relatively short amount of time, because I haven't got long, but hopefully after these 10 days we're going to sharpen up all the things that make you score better in golf. Right, let's get into the video. Guys, welcome back to a brand new series, the practice vlog. So it's going to be a 10-part series of me doing a daily vlog on what I'm practicing that day, how I'm thinking around work, life and everything else in general. Trying to get as much in as I possibly can, and obviously quality practice is the key rather than quantity. So the way I'm going to break it up is going to be over the 10 days, pretty much 70% short game, wedge game, 100 yards and in, something like that. That is where you score the most. And then 30 yards long game in terms of driving, iron shots and everything else within those lines. So I've set up some markers here. This is the first wedge game that I started the day off with. I haven't practiced my wedges like this in God knows how long. And practicing this off grass is key. Don't practice this off mats. What happens if you practice off mats is you tend to get a lot steeper because you can use the bounce off the mat. I'd highly recommend hitting off grass because it definitely highlighted the weaknesses in my game. Obviously the whole of last year I was at a driving range, therefore all of my practice was off mats, and I know from first-hand experience my short game went downhill just because I was so used to getting steep into it, hitting down on that mat, spinning the ball up, and when it's wet, especially this time of year when we're coming into it, it's going to get a lot worse. So it highlighted a lot of weaknesses in my game. The big factor that I wanted to work on with my wedges is using a lot more of the bounce of the golf club to get the ball up in the air rather than using that leading edge, and I was definitely thinning and fatting a few at the start, but towards the end the confidence was growing, and that is key. When you're out on the golf course you need to be confident. You want to stand over that shot and you want to be visualizing the ball hitting the green, stopping and rolling up to the hole. If you're imagining it's going to go flying out the back or fatting it, I'm telling you now, predominantly that's going to happen. You're going to tighten up, you're probably going to get a bit quick on it, and that's when we start hitting our worst wedge shots. So confidence is key, and you can't cheat yourself around it really. You can obviously train your subconscious by constantly thinking positive thoughts, but at the same time putting practice and hard work is always going to help. So I did the 10, 20, 30 yards, and towards the end I was definitely getting a lot more confident with them, to the point that I was trying to hit some high ones, hit some low ones, and everything in between. But yeah, as I say, just putting in the hard work is going to make a massive difference. And you could do this in your back garden. You don't need a golf course. Obviously you need probably about 30 yards worth of grass and no houses out the back of it. But yeah, this is a great drill. You can use a towel, any target. This is me showing you what not to do. So that's me using the bounce rather than leading with the leading edge, and trying to pick it up and slap the ground. You want to make a divot, don't get me wrong, I love divots, divots are great. However, you don't want to catch that leading edge on the ground. This is a little pressure drill, this is good, so you have to hit 3 balls in all the zones consecutively, otherwise you can't leave. I didn't do it on camera because I was running out of battery, and obviously I wanted to video a lot more stuff throughout the day. But this is a great game, and you'll see a lot of these games that I play, you want to try and create a pressure scenario when you're practicing. It's go recreate what's on the golf course, so that you can get used to playing under pressure. Lovely little slow-mo there of me moving the balls out of the bag. Good work. That's cinematography for you right there. Nice little drill here. Again, this is obviously going back to the bounce drill that I'm looking, you want to try and pick that ball, nice divot, but make sure you don't hit both the sticks. If you can do that confidently, then obviously you're doing something right. And again, here's a nice little slow-mo of me trying to make a divot with the bottom of the golf club, not trying to catch that leading edge, but at the same time, you don't really want to pick it clean. Some golfers do pick it clean, they can get away with it. I find or tend that when I'm under pressure, then all of a sudden, that kind of goes all wrong. Do get a bit quick, and the thin shot's the worst one you could possibly have. So got out onto the range. I just went for 50-yard shots, really. Again, you'll see over the coming days a lot of wedge shots from these areas. I'm going to be doing a lot of putts, which you'll see in a bit as well. And again, just getting confident. My best golf is when I'm confident from this area, I'm not going to lie. If you're standing 100 or 50 yards from the flag and you're thinking this is going within 6 foot, it takes so much pressure off the rest of the game. There's nothing worse than smoking a drive down the middle of the hole. You're in the bang smack in the middle of the fairway, and all of a sudden you hit a wedge shot and you miss the green. All of a sudden you're now having to get up and down. You're creating so much more work for yourself, and I hate playing golf like that. And I know in 10 days time I need to make sure that I'm solid from this area. This is another good pressure game. Again, if you've got to be somewhere, chip in, and then you can leave. Basically, you stand there until you chip in. I got very lucky with this one. Sometimes it takes me 80 shots. This one took me about 5 or 6, something like that. But yeah, just try and feel like you're imagining the shot to go in each time, and it works. And a bit of your patience, a bit of pressure, and again, a really good drill. 100 putts, I'm going to be doing 103 putts every day between now and the 11th of October. Again, this was actually really interesting. I haven't done this for a long time. Make sure you record all your results. I didn't mention that earlier. Record everything, write it down so I can go day 1, this is what I did, day 2, this is what I did. And you can see a steady graph of improvement. And I definitely missed a few of these. This really tests your patience as well. Like, all of a sudden your back starts hurting, your vision, like your mind is elsewhere, you're kind of focusing out. And again, this is something, especially towards the end of the round, if you start missing those 3 putts, it's going to rack up on your score. This is, again, why it's a great drill to try and get yourself in that same scenario as you normally would do. So then I had a couple of lessons, so obviously I went and taught those. And then the sun came out, it was a lovely afternoon, and I just wanted to go and practice my chipping again, to be perfectly honest. I don't know, I felt confident, I just felt happy with it. And normally I always want to practice with like an aim, a goal, but at the same time, if you're just enjoying practicing, I highly recommend just doing that. So I just fancied just hitting some chips, and to be perfectly honest, my confidence and my technique, I couldn't see not missing the hole, and it was just nice being out in the sunshine. I haven't been practicing like this for a very, very long time, and yeah, it was just nice to get back in the rhythm again, really. Then I went and played 9 holes, and I just filmed a few chip shots and wedge shots whilst I was out there. Nothing too serious, but again, trying to recreate everything that I worked on throughout the day, and obviously it's very wedge performance based. So I went and dropped a few balls different places around the golf course, again trying to recreate what I'd learned in the day. But I did find that I kind of go back to my old form when I'm on the golf course. I'm trying to score well, which is obviously I've only been practicing a day at it, but it goes to show that all of a sudden you kind of go back to habits, and that's why you do your conscious practice, so it feeds into your subconscious. So that was day 1, guys. Day 2, I'm going to be doing a lot more full swing stuff, a lot more putting based as well. It's my day off, so I can get a lot of filming in. And yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I'll catch you tomorrow.